So game number 2 on the way. Elevate and Armada, two teams certainly looking to find the victories here as HRX looming in the distance.
You know what that reminded me? That 4-man knockup. It's like kind of like a bowling ball, being able to strike up all the pins, getting himself a perfect strike. And this, as we go into picks and bans for game number 2, Elevate with a 1-0 lead thus far. Have a lot of momentum going into this, but it's also a battle of perseverance in the mentality aspect, because that was a long game for both of these teams.
About 45 minutes, minutes back and forth. Certainly not an easy task. So Elevate and Armada have another arduous game in front of them. Best of 3 even. So with Armada taking game number 1, you know, Elevate gonna be trouble.
I think Elevate should be able to find the momentum after their first victory in game number 1. Armada are the ones that have to find a way to bounce back mentally, because they had some moments of opportunity to get themselves back into it. I just think that they were a little bit too ambitious and too grouped up. When you see someone coming like charging at you, there's like only one direction he's going to be coming from, right?
Armada sticking to their bans as they did in game number 1, although switching things around. Armada was in the secondary position, now they're in the first. Still banning out Odin and Neath, however. Elevate looking to ban out the Amaterasu. That was very powerful for Hamster.
Oh, yeah.
They're going to ban it out, afraid of that first selection. And the Baron Samedi also banned.
I think that's what also led to the success for Elevate, was not only the sustain from the Ra, but also the movement speed from this Amaterasu. So difficult to catch up to Elevate and to get away from them.
Can be problematic, but Chernobog, a lot of trouble keeping up with him. Global ultimate on this Hunter, so Armada going to prioritize that first and foremost. Elevate on the response, looking for the Ravana, likely to be in the jungle.
But where's the Freya? Elevate with another pick for this round. Freya's left open with these, you know, interesting bans. The World Weaver, I understand why Neath wanted to be banned, but Freya's still not selected.
Yeah, the Erlang Shen here for Elevate. Again, we saw Erlang Shen game number 1, so teams really sticking to it. Artio here, going to be the bear mom in the middle of everybody. Solo or support, both on the table as well. And with one more selection, we'll see where this one goes.
I think Artio is a great pickup here. Didn't really have the most success for Armada in that first game, considering that the dazzling offensive just kept her in place. I think maybe shifting into the solo lane wouldn't be a bad idea, especially when you got global pressure from Ratatoskr. When it was the solo Terra, she was getting abused too much in that early game. You can't fight Nexamiss in the Erlang Shen, but in Artio certainly can.
Ram, the long lane character here for Elevate. Very rarely do we see Ram out of position, out of that carry role, so I think that's predictable right there. Second round of bans coming out. Armada saying no to the Morrigan, and Elevate saying no to the Raijin. Armada going to ban out, well, we'll see what they ban out in a moment, but Elevate focused on that mid lane, taking care of both the Agni and the Raijin, leaving Armada with fewer choices. Armada, on the other hand, looking to ban out the Gap.
Elevate with the next pick should be going for a mid-mage with those 2 mid-mages banned prior. That's normally the way second pick goes. Will be the Zeus. It's an E-mobile mage that could get abused by this global pressure.
Yeah, and the Ratatoskr and the Chernobog both can kind of jump on Zeus out of nowhere. Might be a little bit problematic for Armada to deal with. Or excuse me, for Elevate to protect their mid-lane mage. And with Kuzenbo being picked up after the fact, a character that also does well against Zeus. Kind of tough. Isis, the direct opponent.
Well, Circle of Protection will mitigate some of that damage and heal back up. Great counter pickup there. Kuzenbo also a direct opposition for Zeus, because you don't always have to go into the action. You just throw the Nene, and it could also backfire on you where you could get the chain lining off a little bit more successfully. But at the end of the day, the counter matchups, you got aggressive Kuzenbo Isis, and now you need to respond with a defensive last pick.
Who's going to win? Let us know in chat. Elevate, they're going to take this one again. Or will Armada be able to bounce back? Zeus does have a little bit of protection. Erlang Shen with a taunt, and Khepri with both the ultimate and the grab, so Zeus might be a little bit safe.
Considering Geb was banned, Khepri, the next best defensive opportunity to give SadAquaticApe the damage or the perseverance to get the damage off in that late game. But Elevate starting things off with a spicy proxy farm between the Tier 2 and the Phoenix. They don't want any sort of late laning phase shenanigans.
Yeah, real deep right there. What can you tell us about the efficiency of that?
Oh, the efficiency is just beautiful, because by the time they finish clearing that wave out, they'll be right in line with the red buff invade, and look, still is clearing the wave. Fatal Ghost and Zirxy, so Hamster and Mr. White should be able to out-invade the intentions out of Armada.
Well, right now they've already got the red buff down pretty much.
Could even go for purple, whereas
That's what they're doing.
the rest of Armada are still working on that purple buff themselves.
And Elevate have their own team on their own red buff as well. So if Armada did decide to get aggressive, they reach some issues.
Level 2s versus level 1 Zirxys. This is not the place to be if you're up against a Khepri. Did he go for the Abduct or the Root? Gets off the Solar Flare, which actually groups up the wave after clipping out Fatal Ghost for the aggro. But surprised to not see Fatal or Hamster look for any sort of offense here. There you go.
Oh, he misses the dash.
Just max range, unfortunately. Couldn't. Needed that extra centimeter, it felt like.
And just a little bit too short there, unfortunately. Joey Linn making the early rotation here for Armada.
Wow. This could be good or bad, because if Joey doesn't find a kill, well, now you're going to be three-way splitting and putting the Armada boys even further behind.
I do have faith in this one, though. Right there's the stun. Mr. White going to roll out. Honeys finds the push onto one, but split target! Split targets! Oh, not the greatest look for Armada. Coulda, shoulda, woulda been a first blood.
Could have. And like I said, now that means three-way splitting out of Armada. Elevate should be able to hit level 5 much earlier, exactly 30 seconds the wave prior. Beforehand, the only positives that you could take from this game was forcing the purification bead out of Mr. White.
Not really what you're hanging your hat on this early. Not a great look.
Yeah, considering that in 130 seconds time anyway, I don't think Joey Linn is going to hit level 5 for the global ultimate knockup. Man, these soul laners are really dishing it out with one another. Ryan Jarman gets rooted into place, but gets the heal off.
Joey Linn able to take down DoctorL, though, for first blood. Nice and easy. Joey Linn DoctorL just a little bit too aggressive in the enemy jungle, a little bit too early. Red buff wasn't even up yet.
About to be, though. I think he anticipated some rotations coming from his dual lane boys, but they were a little bit preoccupied with the lane instead.
Yeah.
Needs to be more efficient with some of these rotations. DoctorL had the right game plan in the first game between some of these blue buff invades. However, red buff invades in game 2 doesn't seem to be working.
Yeah, not the best look here so far. Armada trying to turn things around from game number 1.
Good stuff.
MitchTeep already starting off hot. I like the Isis. Isis is an interesting character. Comes with a lot of early game pressure. Mid-game prowess isn't too bad.
The mid-game prowess was certainly a good selection, but Ryan Jarman in the thick of things, barely able to dash under his own tier 1 tower.
Barely. It's a bear.
Stop.
It's a bear.
Stop.
Artio.
Tom.
It's the bear mom.
Now you got me self-conscious. Now I have to eliminate that from my vocabulary when there's an Artio in the game.
I can't bear to see you work like that, Tully. I really can't.
I'm about to hibernate my way out of this cast.
That wasn't really that good.
I got Dylan smiling.
Yeah, I mean, that's fair. That's fair.
That's one.
That's not how this works.
Yeah, it is.
No, it's not.
It's about the quality, not the
Hey,
quantity.
Dylan, look, I made him smile just like that.
He's still
See?
smiling from my joke, Tom.
No,
Get out
that's
of here.
not. No, I said hi to Dylan. No, that's
No.
1 for 1 so far.
No.
Listen, Ryan Jarman's play as sweet as honey so far today.
I don't see an Moose and Cobb.
No,
I know bears eat honeys, but there's no honey in the battleground of the gods without an Moose and Cobb.
No, that's absolutely false. Look at the support player.
Raising.
I got totally.
Monday morning.
I got totally.
Casting with F dot. What a day to be alive.
And what? Tell me where I was wrong.
You got me.
Thank you.
Certainly got me.
So Nexamiss and Jarman have really been going head to head, and I think they've been waiting for this moment. Joey Linn lands from the sky. Nice knock-up coming up from Nexamiss. Where's the stun? Not gonna happen. Solo lane Erlang Shen able to wiggle his way on out of there. Elevate now, looking for the invade on the enemy purple buff. And here comes help from Fatal Ghost.
Fatal Ghost looking for the root. Mr. White gets the Scarab's blessing. MitchTeep around the corner as SadAquaticApe also wants to be in the thick of things. 1v1 between DoctorL and MitchTeep. Keep in mind, when you wing gust, you're not able to get rooted.
Meanwhile, the stun is already been used. MitchTeep, not his favorite sequence, I'm sure. Although DoctorL taking a big piece of damage from the stun ball after the fact.
Joey Linn even around the corner. This could be AquaticApe in a little bit of trouble as he rushes the Warlock staff. He has no mobility.
Yeah, here comes help though. Stunned out from the back line. Hamster in trouble. Teep cuts him down. Wing Gust is good. AquaticApe goes down to the hand of the jungler. 2 kills in this one. 3 in total. Armada starting things off hot. They're looking for a game 3.
Oh, Armada's certainly looking for it, Tom, and this is the best way to do it because MitchTeep able to really abuse that mobility. It was AquaticApe that just really put himself out of position there. A lot of early ultimates in that encounter, but it was the important later teamfight ones that started to swing things out.
Roll forward. Mr. White looking for the kill. Watery Grave keeps him out of it.
Oh!
And still gets power punch. DoctorL taking Honeys down.
Oh, the root as well. Overhead
Where'd he go?
kicking beyond there. There goes the root. Beating away from the up duck, but they're going to look for the tower dive. Hamster wants it. There goes AquaticApe as well. Off the mark.
Oh, and Joey Lynn's able to get DoctorL. I don't know. I think Team needs to die there. That's a little
boy,
rough.
AquaticApe needs a little bit of help, and he's certainly getting it from Hamster. Detonate. Just not on the mark. The solar flare not doing the necessary damage. And Fatal Ghost makes it a living nightmare for AquaticApe.
Woof. That's all I can say about that one. Just
4 kills in the last minute between
cleanups.
these two teams.
And they were all like cleanups of cleanups of cleanups of cleanups.
Yep.
It looks like all these kills required 1.5 players. And they just got them after the fact. Kind of fun there. Vision of the Gold Fury goes to Armada.
Looks like the experience, though, certainly favoring the jungle-mid combination out of Armada. Not by much, but it's still something to really hang your hat on between hitting level 9 first to get the second point into your ultimate, between hitting level 12 for your second relic, and this is where the race starts to separate. Despite AquaticApe finishing off the Warlock staff early, he's still a susceptible target for these ganks, considering he has no mobility yet.
Just for a little bit, though, he's got rank 2 on the boots. You know, that's the weakest we're going to see him. Drops the ultimate at his feet. Keep drops his ultimate first. And in turn, drops the mid lane Zeus. 0-3-0. Rough stuff so far for AquaticApe. But totally, how far down can you be before you can not come back up?
You got to be like 3 levels behind us as Zeus and start losing a lot of gold furies. DoctorL going to take a lot of poke there. But I think that there's still a lot of late game potential for AquaticApe.
Right now, left side, Hamster in some trouble. There's the dash forward. Fatal Ghost doesn't have it available. Another dash forward, this time from the bug. And the ultimate. Not good enough. Fatal Ghost finds it.
Oh, the solar flare, though, snatches the little rat through the branches.
Oh, man, the turnaround kill always seems to be there for Armada. Another good play from them.
Took a lot, also, to kill this early level 7 Khepri.
Blink forward. DoctorL looking to help. Taunt.
No mana.
Oh, that's it.
No
knocked
mana.
up and knocked down. DoctorL gets the kill. 3 across the way. 2 for him. 2-2-1 specifically.
Despite Ryan Jarman finishing that Breastplate of Valor very early, even before the boots, did not have the proper amount of mana to keep himself alive. Living Nightmare being used just to get back into the laning phase. Fatal Ghost doesn't want to miss out on any farm. And I don't mind that play on the left side of the map for Fatal Ghost, but I do mind the play on the right from Ryan Jarman. You can't be that low in the mana department. You have to find the right balance between your health consumption and your mana for the defense.
Yeah, he just wanted to stick it out for one more wave. AquaticApe won't make it one more wave. Hamster could be next on the menu, and he will be. Joey Linn 4-1-4 for the Jungle Rat.
Armada, you can't count them out, Tom. They are here to play. Despite losing game number 1, 44 minutes of action in that first game, mind you. They are using it as fuel and motivation to strike back against Elevate in the second game.
Well, it's certainly working. It's certainly working.
The picks, it's the global pressure from Joey Linn. It's the defensive ultimates out of MitchTeep. And I was going to mention how the difference between these two ultimates out of the mid laners can be compared to a game of chicken.
Right.
Whoever goes first is probably going to go on the worst side of things. So I'm expecting MitchTeep to never use that circle protection until he sees the lightning storm.
Joey Linn going to use his ult, find the knockup, and find the kill. DoctorL has to find a doctor of his own. Nexamiss trying to turn a burn on Joey Linn. Doesn't realize MitchTeep is here. Silence, stun, slowed, done. Joey Linn, number 1. 6-1-4 for the jungle rat.
MitchTeep didn't have his ultimate, but definitely did not need it that time around. Without the ultimate or the turtle form, Nexamiss was a sitting duck. A lot of control between this ISIS combination, and things are looking on the up and up for Armada in game number 2, which is surprising, not because they're Armada, but simply because of the fashion that they lost that first game.
Yeah, it was devastating. It was a long time as well. 45 minutes or so. Elevate were able to wrestle control back and forth. Arduous game winds up game number 2. Armada just leading in general. But keep in mind, Elevate were leading by a ridiculous amount. So it could just be a long pace.
Could be, but the first goal here being done a little bit earlier than the first game. 12 minutes in now. All Armada.
Easy. Just like going to the grocery store. Armada pick up their large lead, enabled by the Gold Fury. Ryan Jarman very, very deep. Going to turn around on the hamster.
With a living nightmare as well, just for the vision to see where everybody else was at. Armada able to reset after that Gold Fury. They do lose their tier 1 tower on the right side with this rotation out of Jarman, but they could certainly dive the mid tower. It is so low. I'm surprised they're not already in there.
Yeah, they're thinking about it, but the threat of Zeus is so much. Very difficult to siege against Zeus.
But you got Circle of Protection, you got the shell even from Zirxy's upgraded shell to absorb even some basic attacks. And that could be your opportunity, but instead, playing it safe, instead of sorry. They don't want to throw away this lead, but Elevate are able to try to get back if they can confirm this one.
And that's going to go their way. Ultimate from Joey Linn, looking for DoctorL, cuts him down to half. Nice protection, though. Just going to last for the moment.
Wow.
7th kill in total for JL.
The glass cannon build from DoctorL, not able to get out of that one after the double stun between Joey Linn and Orion Jarman in conjunction. Prevented the Mystic Rush, prevented the overhead kick, and with the Lightning Storm from AquaticApe being down, this is all Armada now.
Joey Linn on the backside looking to control. He's going to do it by getting a kill. He's going to do it by setting up his Hunter for a kill. Tier 1 tower in the mid lane going to go down as well. And Armada up 4,000 gold, poised to make a push.
The watery grave makes everyone thick like honey at the end of that one. Hamster was not able to get off that Scarab's Blessing. AquaticApe was less effective without the Lightning Storm, so there was just all communication for Armada's mid laner MitchTeep to not have to hold on to that Circle of Protection. He could just let that one rip.
That's what he did, just went for it. Big damage coming out. You can see the build coming out as well. A lot of power in this one. 100 on the Bancroft, 100 on the stick as well.
Tier 1 tower being looked at by Armada. It's going to be a 1v2 for the moment. Xerxes wrapping around for this red buff invade instead. A lot of a safer call coming from Armada that they can continue for this tower at their leisure.
I liked that positioning. He brought his team into an aggressive position as well. Very interesting. Would love to see these players push up a little bit more.
Oh, as you say that, AquaticApe
yeah,
pushing a little bit beyond where his tier 1 tower used to be. DoctorL jumps on in, but AquaticApe falls for the 6th time this game.
And that's going to be trouble as DoctorL going to fall down, but he's helped out by the Khepri. MitchTeep with the double kill through the wall. Wonderful play there from the ISIS. She's got friends as well. Wing Gust, stun. Needs a little bit more help.
The kiting not enough to get away from Mr. White. Ryan Jarman is now present. The crippling minefield. Nowhere to go for Nexamiss. 4 dead Elevate members. Looking for the 5th is Fatal Ghost.
And that's going to be a deicide. Armada up about 5,000. Left side Phoenix will come later on. For now, the tower is what they're focused on.
It's all about the first step and the second before you get to that third. And then the last stop.
Yeah.
All aboard.
All aboard?
For the choo-choo train.
To where?
The last stop.
But what if you stay on for too long?
Then you're going to go backwards. Because that's what trains do.
You go to like the second to last stop?
Yeah, then you're going to go to the second last stop. And then you're going to try to go to the opposite first stops.
But then doesn't the first stop become the last stop?
Yes. Well, no, because the first stop from where you start.
But it'll be.
You start at point 0.
But it'll be
because the first stop is.
Around,
think of it like a number line, right? From 0 to 10. You start at 0, so the first stop would technically be 1.
Yes. And then
so the first stop wouldn't be the first stop.
But then the.
Get it?
Oh, what?
Exactly.
Did you just shout yourself out for Esports Weekly?
Yes.
That's not how that works, Tully.
Well, I don't want to forget.
We should clip that and put it on Esports Weekly.
Sure.
Joe!
Help.
Call the editor right now.
He's on the case. Joe Bro is on it.
Joe Bro! He's not at his desk. I can usually see his desk.
Yeah, usually we wave to him from here.
I have a laser pointer I like to point at him. Gold tier restarted by Armada here. No laser pointer necessary. They've just pulled it. Elevate, not interested in playing defense, or they don't know. Looking at the ward arrangement.
Just like clockwork. Right as soon as it respawns, Armada there, Elevate, nowhere to be found.
Yeah, Elevate kind of needs to be waiting there, I think. You've got to be aware of the timers. You got to understand where the enemy team is. This was a 5,000 gold differential, 6,000 gold differential. Now it's up to 7. This is something Elevate can fight into. We're having fun on the cast because there's nothing going on. And I'd be remiss if I didn't say that I think Elevate should have something going on.
AquaticApe trying to run away thus far. Scarab's Blessing will save him. Oh, I thought a second stun from MitchTeep would have sealed the deal, but still, getting off 2 ultimates now means Pyromancer could be taken by Armada.
Yeah, they're going to look at it right now. Bring it down to 90%. There's still a ton of damage left to go. Elevate around. Nexamiss just creeping. Do they see Nexamiss? They've got to see it. Yeah, they see it. All right, they're going to push Nexamiss out of position. Meanwhile, Armada easily take the...
oh, this is a little frisky.
I don't know. They have the signal protection, and AquaticApe doesn't have his ultimate. I love this call from Armada. This is a big boy call.
Here comes the backline penetration.
What was that? MitchTeep, what did you just do? You just used your ultimate for nothing? Oh, I don't like that play, Anatoly. I don't like that play, Anatoly. I don't like that play, Anatoly.
Well, they keep on going because MitchTeep gets himself a double kill. He certainly likes this play regardless. Hamster survives alongside AquaticApe, and Armada, they just baited out long enough to find themselves 2 kills.
Armada get gifted there. That was
their lead, showing that you could still make the suboptimal play with the Isis ultimate.
I think he accidentally hit the Isis ultimate.
He probably double tapped.
No, I don't even mean blew it up too early, as AquaticApe going to be blown up too early. I mean, then I don't even think he wanted to place it there in the first place.
Probably.
Why would you place it there? There's a fire giant and there's an enemy team. And you know which one he picked? Neither. I don't know. Teep, a much better player than that ultimate. And he showed us by getting the follow-up double kill. But Armada coulda, shoulda, woulda. Fire giant was on their plate. They decide not to go for it. Now pushing down naturally on the right-hand side. I don't hate this call. Get the Phoenix, which is possible with a 10,000 gold lead. Force the Phoenix, and then you are even then freer to open up the fire.
Well, outside of that play from MitchTeep, the rest of Armada's performance has been clean as a whistle.
And Teep, I need to, let me, he's 7-1-9, folks. He's killing it. That ultimate definitely did not go the way I wanted it to, but I think the rest of his game has been totally fine. You can strike out once. Fire
Giant being started. Here comes the Isis ultimate as well, but I think it's a little bit early. There's some steal potential.
And Elevate, take it away. Armada can't handle it, but they might be able to handle the fight after the fact. Nexamiss already in trouble, healed up, gone. Ultimate from the bug, already gone as well. Teep can't find the basics And the 72 transformations will give him another life. SadAquaticApe also trying to find his way out of here. Zeus, see you later, buddy.
Oh, Mr. White looking for the return kill onto Zirxy. He rolls in offensively. He gets one. He's looking for the man fight. Up against Fatal goes. The Astral Arrows is going his way. He wants the double kill. Aegis is buying him time, and Linn cleans it up.
Nice dash coming out from the Ratatoskr. And Elevate here, just fall down one more time. Armada, 10,000 gold in the lead. Fatal Ghost isn't here, but he does have teammates.
Such an important steal for Elevate to keep themselves relevant in the second game. Trying to close it out as Elevate as they found the first victory. Armada really in a good position to stretch this to a game 3 despite not finding that fire giant as they have a comfortable 10,000 gold lead 21 minutes in.
Starting to become less and less relevant for what it's worth, but absolutely. Oh, wait, no, take that away. Elevate significantly behind in itemization. My mistake.
Joey Linn running away. Just gets off a casual Mantle of Discord proc as he dashes away.
Calculated.
Elevate can't really make the punishment happen onto this overextended Ratatoskr, sitting at 12, 1, and 10. A part of 22 of the 25 kills. You're looking at 94% kill participation.
Wow, you did that just like that? What if...
Yeah, 94%.
What if there's...
Oh, wait, sorry. No, 88%. My bad.
Let's
88.
say... Wow, I'm still impressed.
88%.
So let's say there's 31 kills, and he's had...
Can't do the math on that one off the top of my head. 25 is just divisible by 4, so minus 3 times 4 is 12. 12, 100 minus 12, you're looking at 88.
So what about 440?
440?
So there was 440 kills.
Okay, and he's a part of how many?
And he's a part of 27.
Stop. Give me a piece of paper in like 30 seconds. I could do that for you.
What if there's 27 kills and he gets 12?
A little bit of action in the mid lane. Could calculate that from Joey Linn.
No.
12 out of 27 is a little less than 50% because that's 13.5. So I would say in the vicinity of 42.5%.
Armada certainly looking to be a little bit more successful than that. Pushing forward in the middle lane. There's a big taunt from Nexamiss. Getting a couple of players. Now, Elevate pushing out. MitchTeep, where's the damage? DoctorL!
Oh, they can't find the route onto DoctorL. He survived through the moment, but Armada are still looking to strike with some of these long-range snipes from MitchTeep. Gets the middle Phoenix down to 50% health, but not able to really seal the deal. It's not a similar game to the last time where they could just reset these team fights and use the sustain, where Jarman was playing the Terra, so he would have had those monoliths. SadAquaticApe was playing the Raw, so he had a lot of those Solar Blessings.
Sure.
So this is more of like an all-in commitment from both of these teams.
As I said before, the gold lead's still extremely relevant.
Oh, absolutely.
Elevate are very far from making this an even game.
3 Gold Furies now in the favor of Armada, stretching their lead to 15,000 as they back and try to get all 6 items deep. The Fire Giant due to respawn in a minute's time. I wouldn't fault Armada to be patient for this one and try to go for the late game objective before going for the Phoenixes.
I mean, the gold lead is ridiculous right now. Armada can do whatever they want. I want to see them take the fight.
Oh, they're definitely going to bait the fight at the Fire Giant.
What is this item coming out from DoctorL here? A very rare choice after the Beat Stick. Certainly an interesting look at the Heartseeker, the brand new one, right?
Yes, this item has been shifted over now to allow hunters even to pick this up even further. So you're basically charging up your stacks to get off that 80% of your physical power hit to be able to amplify some of those abilities even further.
Getting some mana back as well. That's the item we were talking about with respects to Neath. Might be interesting there. So Armada and Elevate. I want to see Armada hit the gas. This Pyromancer, irrelevant to me.
They will. It's just something to do before the Fire Giant anyway.
I didn't even think they need a Fire Giant.
Of course they do, Tom.
Why is that?
Sustain, 30% extra structure damage considering this is the enhanced Fire Giant. Allows the middle Phoenixes, or all the Phoenixes rather, to go down much quicker. You get extra power. So those snipes from MitchTeep going to be hitting even harder.
Quick, what's 48 divided by 12?
4.
Gotcha. Nice job, Tully.
Thanks, Tom.
What about 36 divided by 8?
You're looking at 4.5.
Really?
Yeah, 4.5.
Really?
Yes, 4.5. Did I stutter?
I thought it was
32 is 4. So 32 divided by 8 is 4.
Oh, okay.
So 36, that extra, remainder 4 is 4 over 8, which is 0.5.
I thought it was just 4.
There you go. I got you.
I never miss my target.
69 divided by 3.
13. Oh, no, 23.
Armada Esports coming in the middle lane for the first time. Nexamiss in trouble. A lot of damage coming out from the mid lane mage. MitchTeep going to be taunted out of his wing gust. Elevate, hold it on. Goes up to the sky as the hunter comes right on down for extra damage. Here comes Zeus. But Fatal Ghost able to take care of Nexamiss just a little bit better. Elevate, have 4 players to play defense. Totally, what does 5-on-4 look like?
Oh, it's looking like a victory for Armada as they get the middle Phoenix now shifting over to the right side, getting the circle protection to confirm more healthy members after the right side Phoenix. A little surprised that ultimate was used, considering no one from Elevate was even curious about posturing for the defense. Great stun, though.
Yeah, MitchTeep coming through in the clutch right there. Joey Linn getting another one. Looking for a secondary kill. Hamster in trouble. Going to be able to find his way to the fountain. 50% of the objective, 25. We're going to a game 3.
Great performance from Armada. Finding a victory 27 minutes in. A solid, clean way of ending it. A lot of it off of AquaticApe's Isis.
Yeah, great play out of there. Just the Isis just really, really, really impressive. That allows the secondary win. That allows the secondary win to come out. And Teep looking on top of the world. Gotta say, I really enjoyed the Isis as well.
Oh yeah, it was just a solid performance, being able to find some of those long-range Spirit Ball stuns. The ultimates could have been a little bit better around the Fire Giant, I think, at the end of the day, but still a solid performance. Also being able to penetrate that back line. You're looking at the global pressure, this Ratatoskr shifting the gears to allow Armada to stretch into a game 3.
Clean stuff coming out from Armada this time around. Watching the two teams go back and forth in game 1 and game 2 has been impressive. You know, the most valuable player, I've been saying Isis. I think it should be the Isis.
I think so, honestly. At the end of the day, it was a team collective unit to even find this win, but between both the Ratatoskr and the Isis, like, they had a lot of kills and a lot of assists. I still got to lean it to the control, because there was nothing that AquaticApe could really do, considering that he built into the Warlock staff very early, lacking the mobility, and he got punished. 20 minutes in, I took note that he was still sitting at 88 stacks of the Warlock staff, and considering he finished this item about 6 or 7 minutes into the game, that just goes to show how much focus fire he received courtesy of the Isis pick.
Yeah, a little bit rough there for the Zeus player. Unable to really leave the ground, I think. That's kind of the troublesome spot when you're playing these choices. And going for the late game itemization like the Warlock staff, you're unable to really make the plays happen. But most valuable player on the way. Very interesting. Who do you think it's going to be?
We're about to find out right now. Of course it's going to be Joey Linn on this Ratatoskr that had that MVP performance, that 88% kill participation 20 minutes in.
Yeah, great job there. I think he also looked fantastic. He had a big plays there, setting up his mid laner for a lot of the success that we were talking about coming Mitch's way.
Oh yeah, just being able to flank even onto AquaticApe, finding so many kills. Like we mentioned before, no mobility on Zeus means that the Ratatoskr could just go in and out at his leisure. Yeah,
it was really troublesome once I saw the Zeus locked in, and just how much mobility was across the way. Kind of really problematic to really take care of those choices.
And now that I recall picks and bans, it was the Agony of the Rising ban from Armada, which picked, from Elevate, which picked them the Zeus immediately after wanting to go for it. But because that the next two picks were going for Armada, that ability to counterpick them with the Isis, it was just a beautiful selection, being able to dive the backline.
Isis looked really strong there. Fantastic job coming out for Armada. Strong enough to stretch it to a third game. The rubber match on the way. Stay tuned. You're not going to want to miss this.